So welcome back to the channel here. We're doing another Farming Simulator gameplay video here, but we're doing something a little bit different this time. Uh, Instead of me playing the game in career mode, right now I'm actually playing with my cousin, and we're doing this through multiplayer on Farming Simulator 22. And we decided that we would go ahead and kind of make this like a series through YouTube. We decided to go ahead and start off with harvest. Right now it is currently June, and we have a wheat crop that is currently ready right now. So this first video is basically going to be a video of us cutting our wheat, and then basically, like I just said, it's going to be a series. So once we get the wheat off, then we'll move on to the next step, and then the next step, and then so on and so forth. So we're going to try to get a gaming series here on the channel going for those of you guys that are interested in the gaming aspect of YouTube, and for those of you that are also into the Farming Simulator 22 game like we are. So you guys know me as Big Country Farmer. That's my YouTube name. My cousin, his name is Farmstock Diesel, and he's gonna be my other guy here on the game while we're making these videos, and be showing you guys just how basically just everything works, and just kind of go on a realistic step-by-step process, and gradually grow the farm, make upgrades here and there, gradually buy more fields and we can afford them, and just try to make this as realistic as possible. So you guys know who I am already, for those of you that are subscribed to the channel, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'll let Farmstock Diesel here do a little introduction on himself, let you guys know who he is and how we got started doing this gaming series.
Yeah, so hey guys, Farmstock Diesel here coming at you. Yeah, we, as Big Country Farmer said, we kind of talked about this for a while, couple years in the making. I think it's been a dream and a thing, and we'll see how it goes and all that. But all in all, yeah, the best thing about this whole thing is that we can be able to do a kind of a realistic aspect of things, like Big Country Farmer said, but in a fun kind of way, in a way where we could take risk and say, you know what, maybe we shouldn't do that. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, guys. It's gonna be interesting. I don't know where it's gonna land. I don't know how it's gonna go. We've even talked about doing a podcast down the road. I don't know. We're one of those people though that we can get a couple beers on us. We can talk about anything and almost anything and everything and forever. So shall be interesting.
Yeah, this is all completely new for us. Never done anything like this before. I don't claim to be a techie, never will claim to be a techie, so this whole new adventure that we're kind of playing around with right now, it's basically just going to be a learning experience for the both of us right now. And not to kind of get off topic here, but do we have a grain cart?
No, we did not get a grain cart this year. Just kind of starting out small. I can run down there though, and
yeah, I'm full already.
All right, well, I'll be heading over there.
I make one pass and I'm full, almost.
Well, that's good then. That's good. That hopefully those are 90 bushel beans right there.
Yeah. 90 bushel wheat.
Yeah, 90 bushel wheat. Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I was just looking at the seasons and seeing what we can grow next. I guess that was what was on my mind.
Yeah. Yep, that's what's gonna go in this field next, guys. Is we're gonna have soybeans in here. So
And it's just kind of a double crop, as you can see. Uh, it's June right now, so it's prime time
perfect.
to get this thing going. We're gonna probably put this in the. We got plenty of money here. We're gonna probably put this in the bin and kind of wait for a rainy day. Usually, how when Big Country Farmer and I are planning, it's usually I'm the one that's dealing with the markets and watching the markets and then watching and seeing what we can go and when can't we. So if it's gonna fill up this fast, I know we can afford getting the trailer. I can run down there and get in that trailer that hooks up to the back of this thing.
Yeah, like I said, I got down here to the end, and it was like at 88%.
Yeah, let me go get that trailer and I can at least park it down here. I mean, realistic wise, we wouldn't want to park a loaded trailer on some soft ground, but
Right.
it's something better than nothing.
All right, let's get back to cutting here.
Yeah, let me get in the store here. Wonder what they got for on the sales here.
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, they didn't really have too much for sales.
Of course, you know how it goes. Whenever we check the sales, whenever we actually want something, it's not on there, so we actually buy it at wholesale price, and then after we buy it, it comes up as a freaking discount.
Yeah, I know it, right? It's just the nature of the beast. It's almost like how it is in real life. You're looking for something, you never can find it.
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
You never find it until after you buy it. So a little bit about the equipment that we're using, guys. Obviously, you guys saw the Mack dump truck that we got there for hauling our grain. The combine that we're using is a 9610 John Deere Maximizer combine, and this is a 25-foot John Deere head. So as you guys can tell, this is a pretty big field. So we'll be at this. We'll be cutting this wheat for a little bit. But you got to start somewhere.
We got that trailer. So I'll have to go down there and get
Cool.
that. I think I got it in the right color.
Yeah, I'm sure.
How you good on capacity though?
28% right now.
All right.
Everybody's gonna get a kick out of the beginning of this video, because when this video first started, my control key was stuck and I didn't know it. And when I went to push S to stop the combine, it brought up the auto steer settings, and I kind of panicked a little bit. I kept on going after I got to the other end of the field.
Oh, that's funny. Well, you know, it's we all make mistakes. You know, you could be that one guy who is so focused on getting everything lined up right and figuring out why you're losing power all the time, and next thing you know, you realize you're make 10 feet and you didn't have the throttle all the way up. Don't ask me how I know that. It makes the best of us. And,
yeah.
For all those that didn't get that, if you're wondering, we both farm in real life. So I got a family farm of mine, and he's got his own family farm. We're cousins, but we're separate entities, if you will. So, anyways, over the last weekend we took out wheat. Thursday it was, and we just got a new combine to us, and new to us combine. It's not brand new. We're really small, so we don't buy anything new. And My grandfather got to play with it a little bit and adjusted some settings and got things set up the way he liked it and hang me off the rings and said, "Have at it, I'm done." So I jumped in it, made a couple passes, made a couple adjustments to my setting, the way I like the way things go, and I made about 15 feet in the first pass as they all were sitting there. Big Country Farmer and my grandfather having some nice cold refreshments, and uh, I then realized about 25 feet in there, I was wondering why I was losing power suddenly. That's because I just forgot that was didn't idle or throttle it up, I guess.
You'll have that.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a good story. It's a good drinking story. That's what it is. That's all it's all about.
Yeah. Hey, we've all had things happen like that to us. There's no such thing as being perfect. So I mean, I got quite a few stories myself about stuff like that that's happened.
Right.
All right, we're getting up there at we're just a little over 60% full. So hopefully, I'm assuming by the time you get back here with the trailer, we'll be ready to.
You got the headlands opened up on that south side, right? That's the south side. Yeah, that's the south side of the field. You got the headlands opened up over there, I assume.
Yeah, I'm making the last pass on here right now. I think this is wide enough for us to turn on, I would assume.
Would you make it 3 wide, 2 wide?
Yeah, 3.
That's plenty. That's all we do.
Yeah, as Farm Stock Diesel said, we are both farmers, and we were actually cutting wheat off the same time. We had 85 acres this year, and we started cutting a few days ago, and it didn't take us very long. And we had gotten our first field done, and then we moved over to our second farm the next day. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to be really much part of harvesting the other field because I have a full-time job that kind of takes away from me being able to be on the farm. So they were cutting, and I got off of work, and I went down in the field, and everything was pretty much occupied. They were about ready to shut it down for the night, and the elevator was closed, so it was basically just a matter of filling the truck up and then quitting. So I started to head home, and Farm Stock Diesel sent me a couple videos of him and his grandpa cutting his wheat, so I went ahead and drove down there and checked them out, and holy smokes, I didn't realize I forgot the combine keeps going even though you're full. Let's not do that again. But
I'm just dropping the trailer off right now. Are you going to start from where your side is, or are you going to come back over here on the far side?
Once I get done opening up the other end of
North.
the field, I'll probably, I don't know, I guess I don't really know what would be easier. I mean, you're right there, so I mean, I can start right here and work my way to the other side.
All right. Well, I'll just park it here for now, and then I'm coming over there right now to get ready to dump.
Okay.
Hey, we were wondering if the train goes through this place, and it does.
Yeah, there's 2 setups over there. One of them is for the train, and then the other one is for where you actually deliver it for money.
Yeah, that's what we would want to do, especially if we want to load a train. That'd be pretty cool. Do something what we do right over here in town. It's pretty cool when they load the train out.
Yeah, I know. That's how honestly, that's how I'd say a good portion of the crop here. It's raised in the nation's actually transferred is by rail car.
Yeah, but I was listening to a podcast called Barn Talk, and I love that podcast. And it's really important to try to keep that grain local because once it leaves, it's not coming back. And a lot of cases you don't want it to come back. I get that, but in our case, you want to keep it local because that's what drives our local economy. For our local markets as far as feed costs go and all that stuff, and it's really important. Really important.
Oh yeah.
Because as soon as it goes out, gets exported, there's no telling where it goes, and it's hard telling. But I have a strong belief that it goes across the pond, and we probably export more than we actually import, or we actually export and import just as much. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but not for sure. But I have my own theory, I guess.
Every year is different. I know. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. South America. I think it was South America. I'd have to go back and look it up to be 100% sure. But South America was actually had so much of an abundance of corn that they actually didn't have enough storage space, so they were actually storing it outside, and because they were storing it outside, the corn just got nasty. It started to mold, started to rot, and they couldn't use it. So even though they had an overabundance of corn, they couldn't get rid of it and use it fast enough, and they actually ended up losing a pretty big chunk of it.
Yeah, I buy that. It's and as a farmer aspect, I hate saying this, but we all hate disasters. But in some ways, that's the only way we can get a good crop, get a good return on our investment is when it has a disaster that happens, and something like that to where it jacks up the prices, and we can get our money back a little bit.
Yeah, I agree. That is a 100% true statement. That it sucks that people and some farmers out there have to suffer in order for other farmers to be successful and have a good season. Like it can never be perfect where everybody has a good season. It's there's always people that are having to deal with the weather. I know there was some corn out in Iowa that just got completely flattened by a real nasty windstorm. And it wasn't just a few acres here and there that got demolished. It was a couple thousand, thousands of acres that got demolished.
What's your speed?
Hold on a sec. 6. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and we'll stop up here at the end. I'll empty out. Did I make it far enough? Oh yeah.
Can you adjust that wheel?
Can I adjust the reel?
Mm-hmm.
That is a good question.
It's a little high for wheat.
I know in my you mean the speed or the height?
The height.
Oh yeah, I can adjust it. Let me get to where I'm.
It's a little high for wheat.
I try to set it to where it's just touching the head of the wheat. It brings it in. I can put it down a little bit lower. we'll try that. I'm gonna go this way. Whoa, that's not even close. There we go.
It's a
That's
little bit better. Yeah.
There we go.
It's sure spreading it nice.
Yeah, speaking of spreading, we were having issues on our combine with the straw being thrown out properly out the back. And, Dad was talking to, I think he was talking to Denny up at Deer, and I guess there's like some inserts on the chopper that Dad still had in that was causing it to kind of leave like a little strip of straw, like out on the outside, like a itty bitty little windrow. So
Really?
Yeah, and I guess this is the first year that we actually ever chopped up the straw with this combine that we got, because in years past, whenever we would have wheat, we'd have a company come in and they would bale the straw, like it was a commercial like baling business. They'd give us a certain price per bale. Every time we'd cut wheat, we'd have a windrow of straw, and they'd come in, bale it, haul it away, and then they'd pay us for the straw. Pretty sure the guy retired. Don't quote me on that, but he no longer is doing the straw business anymore. So this was the first year we actually chopped the straw with the 9750 that we got. But it's no big deal. Give it a couple of days and never even know it was there.
Yeah, we got to have our beans put in by the 15th. So I really hope.
I seen the tractor and the planter was back up by the barn again.
Yeah, we gotta get ready. I didn't go out to the farm today because I was planning on working on a certain somebody's truck.
Yeah, I know. I do have something else you could work on if you were really that bored.
Well, it wasn't that I was bored. It was just it was a challenge.
Oh, I got a challenge for you. It's an electrical challenge on a lawnmower.
Yeah, is it the grasshopper?
Yeah, it still has that draw on it. I was using it yesterday, and the needle. I got like almost done with the yard, and I looked down at my gauges, and the voltage meter that reads the voltage for the batteries is all the way over to 0. And
well, you ought to bring it over along with that sprayer so I'll work on it, and then I can work on it here, and then I can let it sit for a couple of days and then go back out and test it.
Yeah. I mean, I can mow with my commercial mower. That's bothered me a bit. So hell, you can hang on to that. You can hang on to that grasshopper for as long as you want.
Well, bring it over here then.
Yeah, I gotta get it. I looked down. I pulled at the shop. I got ready to shut it off, and I'm like, I already know I'm gonna turn the key and it's gonna be dead. So I turned the grasshopper off, and I went to go and see if it would start, and it was dead. So I don't know. So I put a brand new battery on it this spring, and it was fine. It was reading 14 volts, and then throughout the summer, it just gradually started to decrease, and then yesterday it was nothing. So I've said this before in my videos, guys, that I'm not the most mechanically inclined person in the world, so thank God for Farm Stock Diesel, because if it wasn't for him, like, all my shit would still be broken.
Yeah, he called me today and then told me what he had. I said, "Yeah, bring it over to the shop. When I get off work, I'll look at it." And he did some driving around and called a couple places, and he decided to take it over to another local shop because he felt bad. I guess I don't know, but I I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And later on in the story, found out it was a water pump and on a 7.3, and I don't know about you all, but a water pump on a 7.3 is pretty easy, pretty easy. So I said, yeah, well, you know what, hell with it. I guess let somebody else do it. So, but I've fixed other things before for him, so.
Trailer brakes.
Doing that. Oh, and I got to fix my stuff on the farm too, so it's like, you know, it's funny though because I have no problem fixing everyone else's stuff, but when it comes home, I just only fix my own stuff. It's probably like probably like how when you mow, you love mowing lawns, but when you gotta come home, you're like, I don't want to mow my lawn.
Yeah, that's exactly how it is. It's if I ain't mowing for other people, I'm mowing my own lawn or doing something. It's like this is all I get done. All right, so the field is officially completely opened up to the best of our ability. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna start on this side of the field and work our way that way. So my guess is that this is probably going to be a couple part series here where it's going to be a part 1, part 2, maybe part 3. That'll just kind of depend on how far we get tonight. Just for the simple fact that seeing as how, I mean, we're starting from scratch. I don't know if you guys noticed or if you're wondering why we're starting off with equipment like this, but our goal and our plan of attack here was to completely start from scratch. And by start from scratch, it was build this farm here behind us and buy equipment that we could afford with a little loan and work our way up through the ranks, basically. So
yeah, I mean the money you see over here on the right, guys, it's maxed out loan, and we didn't do anything else. We didn't go put money cheat in or nothing like that. We just bought one piece of land, and you know, to everyone, you know, some people will be like, well, you wouldn't have that much stuff when you started out, but if you really think about it, in today's world, the equipment we're working with, I think Big Country Farmers working with a 9610 or a 9500 combine. So, yeah, 9610 combine, Maximizer edition. Come on, guys. I mean, what, 40 grand for that? You know, on real life. So, it's something. It's a start. Probably could have got less elaborate. Maybe we probably could have had the old time, you know, four bottom plow and dip that way. But you know, we know that I don't know. Just it wouldn't be economical in today's world for something unless you had like a 20-acre farm. Then yeah, probably could do it. But that's a lot of plowing.
yeah, yeah. The kind of
just like talking about it the other day. There we were talking about it about cultivating corn. Man, you imagine cultivating 20 acres of corn
multiple times.
Oh my God, yeah. If it wasn't for this GMO corn, man, we wouldn't be able to do that because I mean, the GMO corn we have now, we're able to just spray right over top of it and be done.
Yeah.
You know, in some cases. I mean, not all of the weeds can you do that, but you know, if everyone's raving about non-GMO this, non-GMO that. I mean, you know, I was just listening to Barn Talk. They were just talking about that. They were talking about, you know, if they didn't have the genetically modified pigs that they have now, you wouldn't feed America. Not in the timeline that we have. You wouldn't even have the quality meat that you have with genetically modified pork. And I mean, I'm gonna hate to say it, but I love to go back in the good old days where each of our families were only owed 100 acres, and we had 3 or 4 cows on the farm, and 3 or 4 pigs on the farm, and maybe a dozen chickens, and we were able to produce for ourselves. But we got people living up in the cities that they can't do that, so we gotta make up that difference.
That's the thing about, yeah, back in those days, everybody knew how to grow their own food. Uh, I mean, people went to the grocery store and got stuff, but it was stuff that like they used for baking. So like it was flour, sugar, stuff like that.
Yeah.
People didn't go out and buy. There was no such thing as TV dinners that you could just go out and buy, throw in the microwave, and call it good. You had to make your meals from scratch every day. The convenience was not there.
No, no, it was not. And the thing is, the fact of the matter is this: did they sell their crops back then, and producers, made products? Absolutely, absolutely. That's not the argument. Yeah, we always had something like that for a while. I mean, but not in the scale to where it is now. I mean, the scale that we're talking, you were able to grow 100 acres and have, like I said earlier, had your crops or had your livestock, and that livestock fed you, and that little bit of grain, made you the money to sell to buy the things that you couldn't grow.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you get those, you know, I'm not a big farm, around here, but what little bit we do have, we make every acre count. So,
And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how big or small you are. Every farmer is a shepherd of the land. Doesn't matter how many acres you got, what kind of equipment you got. um, right. All right, so
how's
we got the first hopper load down on the other end.
I was wondering if I should go down there and take the tractor down there and do it, or use the truck. I was kind of going back and forth with it.
Well,
Realistically, I know that trailer has air brakes on it. These tractors don't. So,
Well, if I start out empty, completely empty, and then cut down to the other end, by the time I get to the other end, I'm at like just a little over 90%. It's like 92% full when I get to the end. So this is like perfect.
okay.
Hey, it's working out.
We go back to them gravity wagon days.
Yeah, that. Me personally, I have never actually pulled gravity wagons to the elevator. We've always, in my time, I've always had a semi or a couple semis. But I'm definitely not the gravity wagon pulling type. I could probably do it, but I probably would not enjoy it.
Oh, it ain't that bad. You just don't have the speed. That's it. That's
Yeah.
You don't have the speed. That's what we use, gravity wagons on our farm.
I don't know if we still have. I don't know if Dad got rid of our old gravity wagon that we used to use for making feed or not. So we had a gravity wagon. We'd go and we'd fill it up with corn, and that was how that's how we filled up our feed grinder. It was a little gravity wagon full of corn. Open the side up, let it dump into the grinder, make feed, throw a little supplement in there. That's how we fed our cows.
Interesting.
Yeah, I got a sneaking suspicion that we're gonna have a part 2 and a part 3 to this wheat harvest here, because we're about almost 36 minutes in, so not too terrible
definitely
already.
the next. Right. Yeah, I mean, definitely the next episode, I'll have to start planting beans, and so start drilling for beans. This will be a good ground for no-till.
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I don't know. A lot of the guys that do double crops, that I know of, have always done no-till. I honestly do not know of anybody that's ever worked up their wheat stubble and then put double crops in the ground. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are some people that have done it, and I just don't know it. Heck, for all I know, maybe that's a common thing in other areas, but around here, when guys put in double crops, I've always known for them to be no-till.
Yeah, that trailer down there only had like 37% left in it, I guess, or filled in it.
Good deal. I wasn't as full this go around. Wonder what was up with that. Oh, I know why. Because I don't. I filled up I filled the truck up before I was able to get empty. That's why. Okay, so I wasn't completely empty yet. Whoops. Still 75%. That's still not terrible.
No, not terrible at all. I was trying to figure out what size those bins were that we got. I can't remember.
I can't remember either. You set all that up, so I'm not really too sure.
$98. So 9,800. I wish these things had converted already to bushels. Who the heck uses liters?
Yeah, I know. Growing up, I was always taught that it was acres.
Yep. They do make that mod that got released in May that was to convert liters to bushels. But I don't know if it's multiplayer friendly.
Yeah, that's something else that we have found while doing this, guys, is that I don't know if anybody else on here has done multiplayer or has had this particular experience, but we have found that there are some mods that we use, or not necessarily use, but that we download, we go to use them in the game, and you can't use them in multiplayer mode. They're only good for like career mode when you're playing by yourself, which I don't understand why somebody would make a mod and not allow it to be for all aspects of the game, but I don't know.
But in the back there is a 27,000 bushel bin.
Oh, really?
Yeah. 27,000 bushel bin back there.
Okay.
which we got an 8,000 on our farm. I think it's an 8,000.
You said anything more to your grandpa about storing anything this fall?
No, I didn't really talk to him too much about it. I think he says I know it's kind of depending on you know, if Dad and I can be there. So I like to. It's money in the bank. I don't think you're gonna be able to make too much this year selling it right to the elevator, especially with only one elevator around us that we can sell to. I mean, we don't really go to Anderson's because it's too far of a drive for the wagons, and well, Waterville's or White House is no longer. It's excuse me. It's owned by the chicken farm, so I think that's at least what I heard.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Hertzfeld's own that now. But yeah, definitely storing grain or being able to sell it at a later time it definitely has its perks.
Yeah, because I don't think it's going to sell.
And there are you can take it up there and you can put it on delayed price, but I know when you put it on a delayed price, it costs a certain amount for delayed price up at the elevator, so you don't have to store it. So that's an expense. So a grain system, the grain system is expensive to put up. Don't get me wrong, but they definitely pay for themselves.
Right. How long do you want to do this part one?
Oh, probably. I'd like to at least get if I could get both the truck and the trailer full by the end, that'd probably be a good stopping point. Because right now this is basically full. This is at 98% down here. So
You how long of a video can you post?
I don't really think there's a limited amount of time that I'm aware of. But there won't be any editing done to this, guys. So this is basically just kind of a trial and error thing. And there's also a lot of things that we've been talking about here in this video too that I don't want to cut out either. So yeah, we'll be talking about stuff and asking questions and talking to one another throughout the videos as well. So very little editing will be done to these. But yeah, these first couple of videos are definitely going to be learning experiences for us as far as recording them, editing them, uploading them, stuff like that. I know I could pretty much get the Idiot of the Century award because for the past couple of times that we've tried to upload videos of us playing, we were having audio problems. We could hear me, but we couldn't hear Farm Stock Diesel on the other end. It was really quiet, real blurry, and you couldn't understand what he was saying. And today we were doing all kinds of research. We spent a few hours just trying to figure out ways that we could make a video, and he was doing stuff, I was doing stuff, and I get on my I have a Alienware computer, and I have a Xbox gaming bar that's already pre-downloaded into my laptop. And at first I didn't think it was going to work, but I was basically kind of found it by accident. I was clicking around on some stuff, and it was under the audio settings, and I just happened to look, and there was a setting that I had not messed with yet, and I had the gaming bars set to where it would only record me and what I would say and nothing else. There was another option below that that would allow the recording to pick up what I would say through my mic, other apps, and other systems. I clicked on that, and we've had a couple test run video clips and fixed the problem. So had I found that problem sooner, we probably'd have a couple videos uploaded already, but kind of brings us back to the whole I'm not tech savvy, never claimed to be tech savvy, and probably never will.
Yeah, and that's a good point, guys. Just let us know in the comments below, what suggestions you guys should, think to make and what would be best, and, maybe how long our sessions should be, maybe an hour session's too long. Maybe you guys like 15-minute, 20-minute sessions, and we can keep it, that short and make several videos real quick in one night, just off of, if we had to make 20-minute sessions. I mean, I like to post we try to strive for a video once a week, but sometimes it doesn't work that way. So it'll be easy, especially in the busy months. We can have videos banked up for you guys. But just let us know. I mean, I know this is kind of an ongoing thing on the old social media, as everyone's doing it, and everyone has a different taste in the pie. So you had some suggestions, just let us know.
Absolutely, that's what the comment section's for. Tell us what to do. You're the audience. You're the ones that are going to be watching the videos. We're just the guys that are going to be playing the game, talking, and making the videos, and we want them to be the best that they can be. So definitely don't be shy, and don't be afraid to comment. So, oh, do you empty that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Why did you want to show them our unloading setup?
Nope, that's fine. Keep on going. We'll record here just a little bit longer, and we're almost to an hour. Got about 12 more minutes or so till we get to an hour, and then we'll probably start wrapping it up here for the night. We'll see what the hour-long video does for us. If it's
I don't know. I'd
long
probably
enough,
keep it
too
under
long.
an hour. The only reason why I say that is because you got to figure in exit and all that other stuff, and who knows, maybe YouTube won't let you post more than an hour. I don't know. I know Growing Core in 2020, they post their podcast videos, and those sometimes are an hour and 20, hour and 40-minute videos.
Yeah, we're almost at 49 minutes, so I'll make one more round, and then we'll shut her down for the night.
Sounds good.
Something else that I've been doing on my personal channel by myself is I've been doing, I guess I wouldn't really say reviews, but if there's equipment that you guys want to see, and obviously it's got to be, we got to be able to find it, download it, make sure it's, it'll work for multiplayer, and probably be more of a thing that we'll do when we're a little bit bigger and we have a little bit more money to burn. But basically just kind of making videos of different kinds of equipment. Obviously there's multiple types of equipment out there besides John Deere. me and Farm Stock Diesel are both John Deere guys, so hence the reason why we have a John Deere combine. Our tractors are green, our drill is green. I think the only thing that's not green is our sprayer, but that will definitely change in the future. But if there's something that you want to see, or if there's a mod on there that you want us to check out and see what it's like, I've done that before. I got a few videos on my channel now of me using like a Krone, a Krone chopper for silage, for mowing hay. Pretty sure I got a Gleaner video on there, Massey Ferguson video on there, a few different things. So
I'd like to get the 7720 on here. Or maybe that'd be a cool video that we can show people, a lineup of all the actual equipment that's on our farm.
Yeah, we could do that, definitely. I know there's I'd have to go out there and do a little bit more research, but I know I'm pretty sure there's a 9750 mod out there, and I'm pretty sure there's a 9400 mod out there too, tractor wise. Rogator, since our sprayer's a 854 Rogator, I don't know if there's a mod out there for that or not. I know the equipment that you guys use, there's mods for that kind of stuff, like the 4040, and I know the 8820 is out there, but we'd have to. And I know there's a 7700, but I don't know if there's a 7720. I'd have to look.
Right. Yep. And that 7000 planter, you can get that anywhere. Ours is a 4-row, but they made them all kinds of different. I think they made them all the way up to 8-row. But don't quote me on that, I guess.
Yeah. I'm trying to make adjustments here. Multitask at the same time is not working out too well. Well, we're going to be around 55 minutes or so by the time I get down to the other end. So when I get down to the other end, we'll unload and we'll do an outro here. Most of our videos, guys, are basically going to be sort of just like this. It's going to be us talking about, stuff that's going on, talking about our farms, talking about things that have been going on our farms, and showing you guys upgrades and stuff that we've been doing here on the game. And I guess it's not really necessarily going to be it's not really going to be a podcast because it's not going to be live, but it's basically going to be like a recorded. It'd be like I don't really know what you would call it, like a recorded, not really a recorded podcast, but the same. I guess that's kind of like what we're kind of shooting for, I would say.
Yeah, we want to do a podcast eventually, but this is going to be more. This is going to be the same content, just this, except for listening to on your Apple device and Spotify. You're going to be listening to you through YouTube, and if it hits off good, then maybe we'll do something. But if it don't, it don't. But keep in mind though that as best as we can try to keep it PG, we will. It's not like we plan on going off the beaten path, but some topics might get a little I don't know how to say it. Just some topics might get off the beaten path, but we don't plan to be anything that's something you wouldn't listen to school, I guess. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And it's one of them things, guys, where we agree to disagree. So obviously, Farm Stock Diesel talked about it earlier, talking about GMOs, how if we didn't have GMOs, we wouldn't have the production and the food that we have today. And that is 110% correct. If we didn't have GMOs, this world would be in a serious world of hurt. If every single farmer on this planet, in this nation, were to go completely 100% certified organic, that's no GMOs, it's no pesticides, no herbicides, no fertilizers, no nothing. just completely 100% organic, we would only be able to produce enough food for half the world's population. And we already have world hunger now, so that's something to think about. But what I'm getting at is, if somebody, gets on here and comments on our videos about how they're organic or how they raise non-GMOs, we're not going to be that type of person that comes back and, leaves a nasty comment because you raise non-GMO crops, or you raise organic crops, or you raise non-GMO, livestock, or you guys only believe in grass-fed or free range or stuff like that. We
Yeah, I mean,
don't care.
yeah, that's it, that's what makes this country amazing. Guys, is that we all can have our opinions and do our life. And if how we do if what we do doesn't seduce, or I shouldn't say seduce, but suit your lifestyle, then you know then no, so be it. But just be respectful, though. I mean, uh, it's not none of this is these are opinions. They're not. There are a lot of them are not facts. They might come from facts, but that's the purpose of this whole thing is we get to talk about our own opinions. And I know some people likes hearing us talk, and so this is where you're going to hear it. So we'll talk everything from politics to current world problems to what's going on in our day-to-day lives. We won't go too personal, but I mean, we'll talk about things. And as far as how it's going to go, we don't know. There's no written script of what we're going to say. There might be a piece of paper here that you know these are the ones that we want to talk about. So
Absolutely. And I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys, is that me and Farm Stock Diesel, we don't sugarcoat stuff. We don't tiptoe beat around the bush. We say it like it is, and that's just the way that it's gonna be. So just kind of a little heads up there. Not trying to make it sound like we're gonna be jerks to people all the time, but we're gonna say it like it is. So, all right, guys. Well, this is pretty much gonna be the wrap up here. Go ahead and we got the truck full, so we'll have a little bit left to unload on the combine here. Or you know what? Actually, I'll just wait for you to come back. So actually, now would be a good time to jump out of the combine, and we'll show you guys our grain bin setup here. So we got 2 grain bins here, and we have it set up to where it is basically a belt fed system, as you're seeing right here, and then it goes up to an auger. Excuse me. And that's how we load our bins, is with an auger. So every time I get a truck full for Farm Stock Diesel, he comes over here and dumps it out. This is where it all goes.
This is close to home for me because Big Country Farmer, his farm is totally I wouldn't say commercialized, but it's definitely a hell of an upgrade. His dad put a hell of an upgrade on the farm. Mine, we used to have a grain leg and a dryer and all that stuff, but the 80s was a hard time, and we'll talk about the 80s in another podcast. We didn't live through them, but we do have stories to tell about them. But from our farm, the 80s was a hard time, so we had to sell them off. So we still got our bend, and we use a bend and a auger, and we don't have a dryer, but we do have a heater fan, so it's got propane that goes to it. So we only can really put in 350 bushels and let it dry overnight, and then have to do that again. So So it's a slow process, but it is what it is.
It works. That's all that matters.
Yep.
All right, last little bit's gonna go to the bin here, guys, and then that's gonna be it for tonight. We actually did go just a little over an hour here. We're about 25 seconds in, almost. All right. Back
I wonder
over
how
here.
much. Wonder how much grain's actually in this bin.
I don't know.
89,000 liters.
Oh, good deal. All right. And get this parked here. So, alrighty, guys. Well, that does it for this first upload. Me and Farmstock Diesel would really like to thank you guys all for watching, and we'd like to remind you guys to leave your comments down in the comment section down below, and
Like and subscribe.
yes, definitely like and subscribe, and also if you got a quick second, hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date with what goes on here on the channel, and you guys can stay up to date with the series. And the next upload, like I say, is probably going to be a part 2 of wheat harvest. So that's be prepared to see another video of that, and we'll hope to see you guys on the next upload. So again, hope you guys enjoyed, and hope to get another upload uploaded here to the channel here real soon.